Nothing kicks off the holidays more than lighting the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree.
Christmas should be for all New Yorkers, whether rich or poor.
Just the biggest, most ambitious display we've ever done before.
Well, the holidays are here, and so is the city's biggest attraction this time of year. That's right, I'm talking about the 2023 Rockefeller Center Christmas tree. But we want to make sure you're as tree ready as can be. So to get us started, here are some fun tree facts you're going to want to drop in all your group chats. Check it out.
As we were looking back, we realized that most of their first day of school pictures, the tree is in the background. Our dogs have run around and caused mayhem around that tree, so lots of memories.
We try to bring joy to the folks in our inner circle, so to do it on a massive scale, awesome.
Now, some people might not know that every year it is a new tree, but this year's tree is an 80-year-old Norway spruce from Vazquez, New York. So here are some hashtag tree facts you definitely won't forget. This year's Rockefeller Center Christmas tree is 80 feet tall. That's almost the size of one tennis court, or a quarter of the Statue of Liberty, or 480 plain bagels stacked up one by one. Now, the weight of the tree is approximately 12 tons. That's almost equivalent to 4 white male rhinos, and slightly heavier than the giant blue whale at the Museum of Natural History. Or the weight of 1 anchor commonly used on cruise ships. It's 43 feet wide, or the height of 1 Brachiosaurus. Once selected and cut down, it traveled 200 miles to get here for all to see.
The tree is exciting. It's just fun. It brings the beginning of Christmas.
The very first tree went up Christmas Eve 1931, when construction workers building Rockefeller Center put up a 20-foot tree of their own. It was decorated with paper garlands, strings of cranberries, and even a few ornaments too. But it wasn't until 1933 that the official tree ceremony began, and the rest, as they say, is history. This year's tree will be decked out in 50,000 lights, 5 miles of wire, and 1 9-foot, 900-pound Swarovski star made of 3 million crystals. All right, so now that you know a little bit more about the tree, what happens once it gets here, well, NBC New York's Jen Vazquez caught up with the head gardener of Rockefeller Center to dig up all the behind-the-scenes secrets of getting the tree decked out for all to see.
Nothing says Christmas in New York quite like the Rockefeller Christmas tree, but did you ever wonder, how does the tree get chosen? Better yet, who makes the decision? I spoke with Rockefeller head gardener Eric Posey to find out what makes the perfect Christmas tree.
Eric Posey has been head gardener at Rockefeller Center for nearly 30 years, starting as a summer helper in 1988 while in college before becoming head gardener in 1995. After all these years, Eric is quick to share one of his favorite things about working at this iconic New York City landmark.
Well, getting to work at Rockefeller Center is amazing, and one of the favorite parts is the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree every year.
Many people love the Rockefeller Christmas tree, but Eric's love is a bit more profound and quite unique. You see, Eric is the person in charge of choosing the grand tree year after year. Selecting a tree is a year-long search. Just take this year's 80-foot spruce as an example. Eric actually first saw it more than a year ago in June 2022.
I started this watering and feeding the tree back in June of this year. Then September, you kind of bring the guy up with the crane, and then the guys that got to rig it, so we have different visits.
So you found this tree in June?
I found this tree in June of 2022. Oh. And I came back in June of 23 to start taking care of it, knock on the door, say, hey, that's a great tree.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
A sturdy tree, which happens to always be a Norway spruce, is toward the top of Eric's list when it comes to picking out the perfect one.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's always a Norway spruce tree, right?
Right, yeah.
What is so special about a Norway spruce tree?
Sure, the Norway spruce is a beautiful, grand tree. It's majestic, it looks great, and it's strong enough to hold all the lights and wires and cables that we have to put in there and hold up the 900-pound Swarovski star. When I'm looking for the tree, I'm looking for that perfect tree that you want to buy for your house and put in your family room or your living room, the Christmas tree you want. And that's what I'm trying to do here, just on a bigger scale.
So does that mean like a fuller tree with bigger branches, a taller tree? What does that mean?
Right, I typically look for like a 75-footer or higher, nice wide tree, nice and full. You know, when you walk all around it, it's good from all sides and it just looks great.
Eric's responsibilities are not limited to the renowned Rockefeller Christmas tree and the beloved holiday decorations seen throughout the plaza. But for now, the holiday season is front and center on Eric's mind. After selecting dozens of Christmas trees during his career, I wanted to know if Eric had a special tree near and dear to his heart.
You know what? They all do, because I've become friends with the family. I still talk to a lot of the older tree families, and it's great because, you know, they get excited when they find out where this year's tree is coming from, and I get text messages and calls from them as well. And that's what I like about it. It's every year, it's great.
All right, if you didn't already have plans to visit the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree, you will after this next one. NBC New York's Linda Gaudino did some scouting for us to find the best spots and times to see this bad boy IRL.
Nothing kicks off the holidays more than lighting the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree. Here are some tips for visiting the area from expert tour guides.
Generally, what I tell folks, instead of coming in from like the 5th Avenue side, where it just gets crazy, especially with the Saks Light Show, I found that it's much easier to come in from the 6th Avenue side and just wander in along one of the side streets. And then that gets you pretty close up to the tree where you can see some good views of it without as much traffic.
Weekends are always going to be busier in New York City. The crowds around the Christmas tree, it's pretty overwhelming. The later you go is always the better. And if you can go on a weekend, that is always a great idea. But expect that when you come to New York around the holidays, there are going to be crowds. If you catch those off-peak hours, things will be better. But on the flip side of that, try to embrace it all. Be kind to your neighbor next to you. Say Merry Christmas. Smile at that little child looking up at awe at the Rockefeller Christmas tree. You will spend a lot of your vacation time sitting in traffic if you are taking Ubers or you are taking taxis. Uber prices change during the holiday season. There's surges depending on the time that you're going out and depending on the time of year. The New York City subway is the best way to get around.
And little known fact, but New York City's very first Christmas tree actually wasn't here.
Before we had Rockefeller Center, there was Madison Square Park. And this was actually the site of the very first public Christmas tree in New York. A very kind of upscale socialite in 1912, you know, really kind of empathized with the plight of the poor. And only wealthy people had Christmas trees. I mean, this was a luxury to have a tree in your home. And she thought Christmas should be for all New Yorkers, whether rich or poor. And she would erect the first public Christmas tree.
So there you have it. Check out more tips and tricks. Head to NBCNewYork.com. I'm Linda Gaudino. Happy holidays.
Okay, so earlier we talked about this year's tree hailing from upstate New York, but you might be surprised to learn that's not always the case. Our friends over at NBC Connecticut caught up with a few families who donated past Rock Center Christmas trees from the Constitution State for all to see.
3, 2, 1.
It was amazing seeing it cut down, and they loaded it on the truck and then took it over to the city. Being able to share the tree with everybody, it was a part of our lives up until that point. It was a great experience.
America's Christmas tree.
My wife catches these two guys looking at the tree, and she says, "Can I help you?" And they say, "Yeah, we're from Rockefeller Center." Yeah, this was just about the center of it, because we had a dog run that went from that tree to here, so it's just about here. And it was wide enough to almost touch that back porch. And initially we said, "Can we wait?" And they said, "This is the 75th anniversary. We need a magnificent tree, and yours is just that." And it was just a marvelous experience from then on. They gave us a limousine ride down to the city, and we took our people that we invited with us, and they gave us a nice luncheon, and we got to see the Rockettes.
It was a great experience. It was rather kind of emotional. I think we didn't expect to feel that way.
Although I don't know if I can climb all the way up there.
To me, the favorite process was that when they came, the NBC came to our house, and we went into all the details and the family background too and such. I think that was probably the most fun.
I think the tree being lit for me was the best part. And then the reaction of the crowd when it was lit was just, okay, it's good. It's good. It made the world happy. You know, it was our little tree, but it's a worldwide known tree, and I think it makes everybody happy.
The wood was cut, and they put it into the oven right there at Rockefeller Center. I think they got over 200 2x4s out of it. And that wood went to Habitat for Humanity.
We did ask Eric, the head gardener, you know, when did you know that it was a tree? He goes, well, the first day I saw it. Yeah. He goes, the sun, you could not see the sunshine in it because it was such a full tree that, he goes, I knew that was the tree. He goes, but I couldn't tell you that.
A lot of people would write and say it was just wonderful to have the tree come from Shelton because it brought back so many memories, and you know, just a lot of emotion attached for it.
All right, what's great about a New York City Christmas is there's no shortage of things to do. If you do plan to make your way here to Rockefeller Center, you might as well make a day of it. NBC New York's Ashley Chaparro got a peek at the popular Saks Fifth Avenue holiday displays just steps away from the tree. Check it out.
The iconic fashion house Christian Dior and Saks Fifth Ave partnered up to bring the holidays in with style. Take a look. It's the first time in history that Saks teams up with a brand for their landmark holiday light show and window display.
The whole show is about 3.5 minutes. Okay. It's divided into 3 sections. So this first section, sort of like beautiful song behind it, takes you sort of through this idea of celestial beauty. The reimagined show features emblems often seen in Dior collections, botanicals, butterflies, and inspiration drawn from the constellations. We took this, it's a traditional sort of holiday carol, the Holly and the Ivy, but we reimagined it in a sort of more modernist way. We also really love the idea that the Holly and the Ivy are these 2 sort of holiday plants that keep blooming and keep growing all through the winter.
Almost a year of preparation went into the making.
You know, you've got these incredible windows that have this immaculate detail down to the millimeter, and then you have on the front of the building just the biggest, most ambitious display we've ever done before.
And what went into this epic display? Obviously, you mentioned the most intricate, the biggest yet. How many hours, the manpower, just all of it.
It's countless. I mean, it's months and months. You've got so many different types of artisans and artists that really went into this. You've got miniaturists from around the world, some that specialize in architecture and some that specialize in people. You've got specialists in movement. And then for the big display on the front of the building, you know, it's not a screen light show, it's a piece of sculpture. So we had Italian artists who are hand painting every piece of the sculpture that goes up, and then it's lit from within, lit by some of the best sort of lighting experts in the world. So it's countless hours over so many different countries and months to bring this to life.
The window displays tell the tale of 2 cities.
So there's a story behind the windows, which is really telling the story of going from Paris to New York. Okay. You know, Dior and Saks Fifth Avenue have this great partnership. It really harkens back to an old trip that Christian Dior made many years ago to go from Paris to New York. And so throughout all the windows, you'll see little hints of Parisian life and New York life. People can come, bring their families, have a sort of communal moment that's all about the holidays and the people you love.
All right, another must-see destination is just steps away from the tree right downstairs on the plaza. And it just so happens to be the oldest toy store in the country. News 4's Gus Rosendale takes us inside of FAO Schwarz for the hottest toy trends of the season.
Hello, welcome to FAO. You're excited.
In an online world, the brick and mortar of FAO Schwarz at Rockefeller Plaza maintains an ageless appeal.
It inspires the childhood dream of writing to Santa and really hoping for that one special gift.
But what do you want can be a surprisingly tough question without an easy answer.
If you could have anything for Christmas, what would it be?
That's a hard question.
So we asked about trends to help you come up with shopping ideas that go beyond the obvious electronic answers.
Xbox. A phone.
Turns out kids, according to store management, are trending towards mature and active, seeking out grown-up and creative experiences.
They want to be like their parents, so we're seeing a huge trend in fashion activity role play. So where kids will want to dress up like mom or dad.
You see?
Making your own putty, its own kind of choose-your-own adventure.
Who wants to pull? You want to try it? Okay, you pull. All right, pull.
What brings you to the toy store today? What are you looking for?
I'm looking for clothes for my Build-A-Bear. I left her at the hotel though.
Emma and I are considering outfits for her stuffed rabbit named Rainbow.
And you travel around with all these clothes?
Yeah.
You're a good mom. Even classics like stuffed animals take on a new level of responsibility when they're marketed as adoptable, and extensive wardrobes are a must.
You need more hangers?
Yeah, I need some more hangers because I'm a few hangers short.
And maybe when all is said and done, that's what the season is about. Kids want to be a little adult-like, and adults want to be kids.
It's the experience and the environment that you can't replicate online.
And what an experience, what a gift, when the boss pays you to play.
Okay, are you looking to shake things up this holiday? Well, New York Live's Lauren Scala checked out 2 new holiday experiences happening right here at Rockefeller Center. Take a look.
There is a brand new holiday experience this year at Rockefeller Center. Today we are taking you inside the Candy Cottage of Christmas Magic.
The lore of the cottage is that it was always created to help the visitors find the essence of Christmas magic.
You can see that the sugar has been pouring into this tree, into this cottage, and all of our cottage keepers have to take the sugar, turn it into candy, but there's way too much coming in, so they need help.
And the cool part is the candy is essentially part of the entry fee, right? So they can just take as much as they want off the wall, which is unheard of. It's not, you're not charged by the pound.
Nope.
It is just a free-for-all.
That's right.
Yep. We just want you to come in here and feel joy. When the door closes, it's like you're just in this magical space. There's nothing outside that you need to worry about, and you get to just be in here, be happy.
So once you take some candy off the wall, get the feeling, what happens then?
That's when the theater piece of it kicks in, and you learn that you're part of the story and that you're needed to save the Candy Cottage. Our cottage keepers send you on a quest around Rockefeller Center, and you get a magical map that takes you on a journey to find the essence of Christmas magic.
So this is something that both children and adults can enjoy, and there are 4 different scavenger hunts that you have?
Yes, we have 4 hunts. We have 2 for kids, 2 for adults. You get to see what's going on around here, which at the holiday times, there's really no place better.
So if people want to come participate, how does it work?
It's time ticketing, so there are certain times that you enter and then certain times that you come back, because after you've had your scavenger hunt experience and you come back, the cottage looks really different.
All right, let's go find La Maison for a delectable hot drink. I think I found it. Can I have a snowflake hot chocolate, please? Oh my God, that's really good. Guess that's whether you're doing the scavenger hunt or not, people. I have to dance to whatever song's playing at the rink. Would you mind filming? I'll do the mom side step.
Welcome back!
I'm back! I did it! I have evidence in my phone.
Well, let's see what we can make with your magic.
Whoa, it's snowing.
It's snowing!
Oh my goodness, everybody's gonna love this. So you are open now till when?
The end of the year until the beginning of January.
And we can go online to buy tickets?
You do, magicalcandycottage.com.
All right, thank you guys so much and happy holidays.
Thank you.
Wow, a candy cottage and hot chocolate on wheels? Sign me up. Well, that's it for our show. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. I hope you enjoyed. And from all of us here at NBC New York, I'm Kay Angrum. Happy holidays.